Napoli within 1 point of the Scudetto.
Yeah, but we could have had it yesterday.
Let's rant about it, guys. And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to another episode of the Napoli Rant. I am Raf Biz, joined by my co-host, the Vicar of Vesuvius, Rafa Rispo.
What's up, Prof. Pizarro?
Ciao, bello.
What a day yesterday was, man.
What an emotional roller coaster this weekend, huh? I mean, listen.
Roller coaster is not even the term to describe it.
It's not.
What's
it's
the
not.
biggest roller coaster in North America? That's the one.
I don't know. Isn't it at some mall or something in Minnesota? Or
is it at the
I
mall?
Don't
know. Is it at the mall or one of the greatest, the great adventures or something? I don't know, but unbelievable.
Either way, Rafa, Napoli tie Salernitana 1-1. Lazio drop points from Inter, which could have secured us the Scudetto. We'll talk about that game real quick. We'll give our beast of the match. We're going to end the show tonight with Rafa. He's going to give his experience about his meet this weekend. His meet this weekend. No, but the Tri-State Napoli Club meet this weekend in Westhausen at Napoli, and we'll talk about that a little bit. But let's say hello to everybody in the chat. Let's get this rant on the road as well as the audio listeners, guys. Who is first? I think it was Antonio. Let's go, boys. All right.
Our boy Antonio, first as always. He's quickly becoming our top fan, right? Guys. Who can top Antonio Acramone in the first comment of the day?
Beast in the chat. All right. LK delaying just like Team Napoli. I don't care. I celebrated that day. LK says hope to celebrate on Wednesday and Sunday too. Maybe Thursday. Who knows, man? Pasquale.
We'll go over all that in just a few. We'll go over all the details.
Tony Falco. Pronto. Michael Rinaldi, ciao bello, ciao Michael.
Chris Estrada is in here early. What's up now?
What's going, Chris? Mateo Casala says, "Kid roller coaster that was right of the atmosphere and back." I agree, man. Shoot.
Yeah.
Chicho, I need to fly out. You definitely should, Cheech. You got to come out.
Please do. Please do.
We're going to be planning things better and better. We'll talk about it later, but definitely stay tuned for some stuff.
I wanna bookmark this comment and go back to it when we talk about the scenario for this coming week, because I think it's pretty cool. This Chicho? One here, with Eric Williams, winning it in the far outland of Udine would just be fitting for the last 30 years. I want to go back to that after we're done talking.
All right. Eric,
and there's Dom. Our boy Dom is in here.
Dom in the house. PX, what's good? Rant.
Rant.
We'll just pretend that was on purpose. That was it's all good. Maybe it was. Maybe it was the rant.
It probably was.
The rant. You know, that's what tonight's definitely going to be, the rant. By the way, guys, so for all you don't know, usually like Wednesdays, maybe Thursdays, look out on Instagram, on our Instagram at Napoli Rant. We are doing lives on there as well. Omar Tugba passed by the other night. That was great, as well as Cal Urba. He was there. We all hung out. We had a great combo. We're going to do more of that, an opportunity for the viewer, you, to get on video, a little bit more casual space. We can rant about different things, a little shorter format. So look out for that at Instagram, at Napoli Rant. All right. I was first because I thumbs up first. I just don't say anything. Okay. All right, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle. But Kyle, like you're a staple here. You know that. Joey Carbs, what's the Napoli boys? Niagara, Ontario in the house. Welcome.
Niagara, Ontario. What's up, my man? What's up? Tony Sessa, waiting for me to celebrate the Scudetto on Sunday at the Maradona. Yeah, Tony, I hear that. I saw that. I think that's really cool, my man. That they got you out there for the game against Fiorentina. For a long time, we thought that was going to be the clincher, right? I think everybody here was talking about May 7, Fiorentina. It was just kind of destiny and the way the numbers were working at the time. But a lot of chips fell our way to get to the scenario, which was yesterday And I guess before we talk about Napoli, let's quickly touch on what you said right at the beginning, Ralph. We needed Lazio to drop points no matter how. The scenario was, and I'll tell you this, and I don't want to toot my own horn, maybe saying that I was one of the first ones to realize this, but I was. I think I was one of the first people to post because I'm always doing these mathematical equations. So I figured it out, and there's my dad. What's up?
Ciao,
I figured it out that last week, if Napoli had beaten Juventus and won against Salernitana, as long as Lazio dropped points in both matches, and as long as that was both not a draw, so it would either have to be a draw and a loss or two losses. Well, all of the chips fell Napoli's way to clinch the Scudetto yesterday, and Inter beat Lazio 3-1 at the San Siro, Giuseppe Meazza, whatever you want to call it, and it lined up for the most amazing, like maybe I want to say 85 minutes in my life. And then again, we'll talk about my experience yesterday all day, not just at the club meet, but like from all day. We'll talk about that after the game, but like realistically, Napoli had the Scudetto in their hands for a little bit, right, Ralph? We started the match. We started off strong. We hit the goal hard. Osimhen almost scored 1 minute in. I don't know how many times Mimo Ochoa had to make saves on headers. And
Rafa, what is it with these goalies? You know, playing Napoli and you know the best version of themselves has to come out every time they play Napoli. Happens with Magnan, happens with Ochoa. I remember last season happened with Pepe Reina there.
Vicario, and listen and listen. To be completely fair, you
okay, go on. Magnan. Then I want to say something, but go on.
Okay, you say Magnan. Magnan's one of the best keepers in the world right now.
Fine, but he played.
You say Mimo Ochoa. Mimo Ochoa actually is, like, I think in the second half of the season, the best Serie A goalkeeper. This, listen, Salernitana, but despite losing a few of those first matches he was part of Salernitana with, he has been absolutely incredible. And he's not new. He's new to the league, but he's not a new, keeper, dude.
No, I'm not knocking Ochoa. I'm not saying he's bad, but I mean,
like I'm just telling you, this guy has been around
so good against.
He's got a veteran's glove,
I think
but
that's
go ahead.
it.
What was your point? As you sip the official
I'm sorry, I was just
Napoli rant mug. What was your point?
No, I forgot. I'll be honest.
No, hey, listen, whatever.
What I was gonna say, what it is that everybody needs Napoli to bring out the best in them. I think that's what it is. I think Serie A needs it. I think these goalies need it. Like, come on, Serie A, you need Napoli. You need Napoli more than these other teams. I'm sorry. Well, like, everybody's tired of Juve, but everybody's tired of you guys. Sure. You need some new, fresh blood. Every time, this is a wild take. I don't even know if I believe in myself, but I'm gonna say it out loud just so I can stir some shit. Right? Back in 87 and then 90, right? Napoli wins the Scudetto. Napoli's flying high. The league starts doing great right after that. Napoli slowly start declining, but Serie A is on an all-time high. Here we go, 33 years later. Napoli, Serie A, a bit on a decline. Napoli's back at it again, and here we go. And who are they talking about? They talking about Napoli's season run this year. So,
you couldn't be more right about that, actually. Honestly,
it's a crazy take.
I mean, listen,
it sounds biased, and I know it does, but I mean,
minus Juventus winning the Champions Cup / Champions League, their first one ever in 1985, right? Mm-hmm. Before that, it had been a little while since Italian teams had won, big European trophies, like a little bit.
Right.
I'm talking maybe multiple years, right? Like into a few decades.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, Napoli won the 87 Scudetto, and then in 89 and 90, Milan won Champions League. All the teams Napoli won the UEFA in 89. It kind of kick-started this whole, like, that Serie A 80s, 90s, early 2000s reputation that they had, right?
But because wasn't like the 90s considered like a golden era for Italian
100%.
football?
It started in the 80s, though. It did. It
started
in the 80s.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like it started with the 80s. 80s, don't forget it had what 6 or 7 Scudetto winners within a 10-year span from 80 to 90. 1980, 1990, I think had 6 or 7 Scudetto winners that
Okay,
year.
so we had Roma, we had Verona, we had.
I think Udinese won in that decade.
No. Udinese, no. It was
one
Roma,
of those Sampdoria, maybe like a random
Sampdoria.
team.
Yes,
Maybe Sampdoria,
Roma,
Juve won
Sampdoria,
twice.
Milan,
I think.
Inter.
I think.
Yep.
And Juve won twice or 3 times or something
Juve
like
won
that.
a couple times. Roma won one. Inter won in '89. That in 89. That would be Inter's last Scudetto until 2006, technically, because they got awarded the 2006 Scudetto. But then in 07 was the first one on the field since 1989. So, Inter was also had a dry spell for Scudetti. But yes, it was Napoli's 2. Verona had 1. Roma had 1. Sampdoria had 1. Juve, Milan, Inter. Yeah, 7. Yeah, good call.
Just
Good call. Yeah.
Now look, we're starting this 2020, and by the end of this week, there will be 3. Well, I guess
technically 4
3,
when you
4.
Technically
but it'll
4.
be 3
You
for
count Juve's
Scudetto
last
winners,
Scudetto.
right?
Yeah. Juve's
With
last
Lazio
Scudetto.
on the rise, with Roma
yeah.
trying to do its thing. I don't know Atalanta. I don't know if they're going to make it. I think they need a bit of a reset,
They're coming back up. The thing was, Inter ended up 4th yesterday with their win, and that was another thing. Like watching that or listening to that Inter game unfold on the way down to the club meet. My dad and I were thinking to ourselves, like, the Inter have to win this game. Like, they're in trouble because Roma and Milan's tie from the day before. This was a really good weekend of soccer. Actually, one of the better weekends. I remember a couple weekends ago, it was just it was a really dull weekend, and this was a real good one. Roma and Milan tying 1-1 meant that they were both 3 points they were both 3 points ahead of Inter in 4th and 5th, right? And Inter's win would have propelled them to 4th in the standings with all the tiebreak situation.
Right.
But Atalanta now, I believe, is 2 points behind them. And, these guys are only 2 points ahead of Juve or 3 and of Lazio. So from 2 to 6, it's really tight, man. From 2 to 6, 7.
I'll tell you.
Very,
Tell you right now. 2 to 7. Lazio is at 61 points. Atalanta is at 55.
Yeah.
And everybody else is somewhere in between there. 57.
And
like
Atalanta's
a 3-way tie. 57.
Correct?
Yes. Inter, Milan, and Roma all tied at 57. Juve 60. Lazio 61. Like I said. So
and you know what's added? And listen, I might be grasping at straws here, but you know what's added to this whole scenario of top 4, right? Like there's a few factors here, Ralph, that have serious implications on this top 4. First things first, right? Second place now gets a spot in the freaking Supercoppa, because now the Supercoppa has become a 4-team tournament. The Coppa Italia winners, the runners-up, the Scudetto winners, and Serie A runners-up will get together and have a 4-team, basically a semifinal and a final. So listen, it's a Supercoppa, but it's another trophy. So more teams have a chance to win silverware now. So now you've got guaranteed in the Supercoppa so far, Napoli when they win the Scudetto, which they will. Inter, because they're in the final of the Coppa Italia, and Fiorentina, because they're in the final of the Coppa Italia. So big time stuff, man. And then we'll get to the game, right?
Okay.
But the 4th place team this season may very well not finish in the Champions League spot because of all of the European teams that are still alive. Juve or Roma. Let's say Roma finish, because right now we're gonna go by now, right? So Inter have taken fourth place, right? So let's say Roma win Europa League and Inter win and Milan win the Champions League. Let's just say, for argument's sake, that happens, right? with the standings that they're at now, right? So Napoli first, Lazio second, Juve third, Inter fourth, right?
Right.
If Milan win the Champions League, they get a Champions League spot, right? So that would be essentially the fifth Champions League team in representing Serie A, right? But if Roma win the Europa League, they also get a Champions League spot. You can't have 6 teams in the Champions League from the same association. So what does that mean? 4th place goes to the Europa League.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir. So 4th until we find out who is the Champions League winner, who is the Europa League winner. You know, like say it's Juve Roma.
Right.
And both of those teams, for some reason,
what a crazy year.
Close. Both of those teams don't finish in the top 4. The winner of that gets into the Champions League through winning their trophy. So you can't have 6 teams in the Champions League. You can only have 8 teams as an association in Europe altogether. And what happens is that 4th place team gets bounced. When Cremonese was still alive in the Coppa Italia, the scenario was that if Cremonese won Coppa Italia and Fiorentina won the Conference League, those would be the 2 teams representing Italy in the Europa League, and 4th would have gotten the Conference League.
Oh,
believe it or not, these teams going for 4th place could have easily been fighting for a Conference League spot this whole time, thinking, "Oh, fourth is going to get us to the Champions League." Wow. Nuts.
Thank you, Rafa, for blessing us with that wisdom. Even Tony Falco. I never knew that, Professor Rispo teaching the masses.
I'm a stickler for those kind of things. For some reason, I know that for some
Rafi
reason.
Stats, bro. Stats Rispo. That was your old nickname, right? Back in high school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in high school now. Back in the NSA days, you know, like
that song. You know that scat man. I'm a scat man.
I'm a stat man.
I'm a stat man. That's me, the stat man.
We got to make like a custom stat man music video. I think
maybe we should.
Maybe we'll drop it next season. Drop it like
we'll get the instrumental, and I'll do all the singing and the scat.
I'm like, I could be like Diller. I'll dress up like ADL.
Yeah, do it.
Anyway, but let's get to the game real quick. I wanted to get, you know what? I'm gonna go straight to this question because the game was a tie.
Go to the question.
We didn't score goals, but I think there's one question that has been on everybody's mind, and we're gonna rant about it right now. Matteo Gasella asked earlier, I don't think Oliveira should have been sub. Thoughts?
Absolutely not.
Now, I guess hindsight is 2020, whatever the hell catchphrase.
No, because even during
from the jump off, I didn't like this decision.
Even during the sub, I wasn't really fond of the substitution. Like
was he hurt?
Why did he need to come out? Someone told me, and I completely missed this. I guess he got a yellow. I didn't see the yellow. Like, listen, the environment in the place was popping. So like. After the goal, my head was in a jumble. Honestly, it was just all I could think about was that final whistle and like dropping to my knee. So that was what I was thinking of. I didn't see the yellow. I didn't see
71st minute
subbed off.
I didn't even see the yellow either.
Getting subbed
off.
Oh,
I remember the yellow. It was a professional foul that he took. I think on us. I think he was trying to break a break. I guess.
But here's my thing. What are you taking him off for? So what if he has a yellow? He got subbed out with like 5 minutes left, or no? Was it like maybe 8 minutes left?
More or less. He gets
subbed off with 8 minutes left because he has a yellow. For what? This guy just scored the Scudetto winner. Leave him on the pitch. What is he? Did he need a break? Did he need a break? Did he need to come off? I highly doubt it. I don't think we should have made that substitution. And if there's one thing, and I'll never forget Christine Cupo saying, if there's one thing about Spalletti, like, I love the man. I adore the guy. I was so, like, I don't know, on the fence about him. Actually, at first I was totally against it. But I was on the fence about him. And I can't be on the fence anymore. Like, there's no way we go a different route than Spalletti and something like this works out. No way. So for me, Spalletti's the man, blah, blah, blah. But Cupo was so adamant about, like, there's that one thing that might just, like, if this was closer, the Scudetto race, I just don't understand that substitution. I don't get it. It's not like we play midweek. Well, actually, we do play midweek. You're right. We do. We play Thursday, 5 days later. Come on.
Okay. But
What's
here's the
another
deal.
6 minutes
But
on the
hold on.
pitch
But
gonna
here's
do?
don't forget something. If we win the game, we win the Scudetto. Who cares who plays next week? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You could put the
You could
I don't
put
know.
Berezinski on that side.
Yeah,
Maybe he's not a left winger.
put
Who
Golini
cares?
on left back.
Or
Who
put Juan
cares?
Jesus there the next game.
Yeah,
You
do
know?
3 in the back and 5 in the middle. I don't know. Think of something. But
It
that's the
doesn't
thing. I mean,
matter.
this guy's on
It
his
doesn't matter.
high.
You're right. It doesn't matter.
I,
I don't care who had a yellow, who had a Diffidato. I don't care. You do not make that substitution. Never once have we played with 3 center backs behind the midfield. Okay? Never once this season. I don't think.
I gotta read this.
And look at what happens like 3 minutes after we put him in.
Did you? I saw because I'm gonna read this because I saw a photo. I don't know, one of the social medias about how what's his name just walked up to the goal, and the spot Tony Falco says, and the spot for Oliveira would have been occupying was where the starting point for Diaz's goal was. It's true. He was wide open, and isn't he their top scorer or something like that?
He is their top scorer.
Wide open, walks into the box and just takes a
12 goals.
It wasn't even a crazy shot. It was just an accurate shot, and Meret missed it. You know, it was at the far post. He had that stretch. He probably didn't see it well because there was a lot of people in the front.
Dude,
but this is
hold on. Shot.
I'm sorry, but like, you know, fine. If we want to hold, you know, the whole card situation as to why we subbed them, fine. I think it's a little bit of Spalletti kind of out coaching himself once again. Like you mentioned, Cooper brought this up, and I feel like, you know, that question for her was like a gotcha moment or something like that. But she had a point. And it's like, sometimes I'm like, I'm glad we have kind of a really comfortable league right now, because lately it's been a little bit rough. And what I want to rant about is this guy right here. Oh. Listen.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man. Batwan went back into his cave, didn't he?
Yo, for real. Listen, this guy, when Kim was out, did great. He backed up Kim. He did us proud. I think we only gave up like, I don't know, 1 or 2 goals, something like that, while he was there. But I don't want to say that it wasn't his fault or anything against Milan when we played Milan for that second game. Leao, Nobele gives up the ball. Leao goes for the break. Di Lorenzo botch stop down defense. I don't know what he was trying to do. Like, why not contain Leao? He's one of the fastest, most athletic guys in the league, and you're doing that to him. Rahmani, I don't know, trying to not commit a foul, but at the same time trying to body him, lets him go. Juan Jesus comes off his marker and goes behind Meret to stop a shot. And Leao just passes it right across. Who scored the goal?
Dia. But
no, for Milan.
Oh, that was Giroud.
Was Giroud that scored?
Game. It was Giroud. It was a little Giroud. Yeah.
Why come off your marker? I mean,
yeah,
it's Meret's job to cover the front door and to cover Leao's shot. Why would you get off your marker? You're the last man on defense, and basically gave up an easy tap in, man. Like, and then you come onto the field the other day, you play all the way back. You don't run up at all to cover it. Granted, Osimhen got beat, fine, but Osimhen's our striker playing left back.
Man.
He's
like,
not a
I
defender.
don't blame him at all for that.
Like, you subbed out Oliveira, you should be covering the left side of the field, and he didn't. And then hands behind the back, a little twirl to try. It was just lazy, just 2 brain farts. I mean, what's going on right now with Juan Jesus? But I'm just like, I don't know. Listen, I can't complain. The Scudetto's coming. I'm very happy. We'll probably see it tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. But the fact is that Napoli's performance lately, is it fatigue, Rafa? Like I don't remember our average
Injuries,
all season. Fine, the injuries. Maybe we're not 100% because our average was 2.5 goals a game, giving up half a goal a game, and we can barely score more than 1 goal lately. And I think it's the scoring. I'm not even mad at the goal that we gave up. It's the scoring that we're having an issue with.
Yeah.
We're not on average.
Well,
we're below our average right now. These past few games.
Would one say maybe Osimhen's not fully 100%? Maybe he came back a little too early. They wanted to have him back for that, that Milan second leg. And then at this point, he's back. So let's play him. Let's wrap up the Scudetto. Could be that. I mean, obviously, with 100% Osimhen, Kvara and Osimhen are unstoppable together. It's got to be something like that. A lot of here's another one.
I'm gonna read this. Don BX. Yeah. I think coaches got us figured out. Stack the box, double Kvara, and we have nothing going on the right side. Yeah, I mean,
sure, nothing going on the right side. Yes.
Politano Lozano, a bit underwhelming. This past,
although I think Lozano played okay yesterday. He got taken out for Elmas and Raspadori because at that point I figured maybe they figured we needed something. You know what I mean? The goal came after, so maybe it was for good. I don't know. The assist came from Raspadori, corner kick, another step piece. So honestly, Oliveira's first goal at Serie A in his Serie A career was a potential Scudetto winner in front of 70,000 packed Stadio Maradona with all the blue, the flags. It was just a perfect moment, man. Here's the real reason why we're not the Scudetto winners yet, though, because yesterday on the way down to the meet, I was getting everything ready, and I completely forgot this. I was going to sew it or iron it onto not this jacket, but another shirt, just to kind of show up with a Scudetto on me, and I freaking left it here, and that's why we didn't win the Scudetto, bro.
That's it.
That's why.
That's
right there.
Thanks,
but
Rafa.
Guess what?
Thanks, Rafa.
The Scudetto's in my hands. Right? I'll put it away for now.
Okay. Put it in your pocket. Don't lose it. Don't lose it.
I'm not waiting another week. On the Scudetto. One hand on the Scudetto. Will we secure it Wednesday or Thursday?
Well, we got Rafa. We got to do this, right?
It's like I
got to hold it with you. There we go.
This whole screen thing is confusing.
That's like anyway, it's the middle one.
It's like
here we go, Ralph. Give me this. Give me this.
Here you go. Here you go, Ralph. Take that.
Oh, imagine if I pulled it out like a magic trick, man.
Had another one on you.
Yeah, man. We should have planned that, but
we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out.
We'll figure it out. Boop. Yeah. Let's do a beast. Oh, let's finish up and then we'll
go ahead. Let's do the beast. No, let's do the beast. Go ahead.
Guys, beast of the match. I'll give everybody a second to kind of write theirs in the chat. I think so. I'm gonna give Rafa Rispo here the full credit on this one because he was just like this, and I was like, okay. I was like, I'm not sure who else to choose, but I like the pick, and we gave him the honor.
Let's ask who the chat's beast of the match was. Who was your beast of the match? Who did you think?
Yeah, we're waiting. I'm giving it. There's a little bit of a delay, so I'm giving everybody a second. Antonio said Ochoa. Yeah, like him and Magnan.
Hey, listen.
Ochoa, if he was, if this was not a biased Napoli show, he would have definitely won beast of the match. A couple goalies.
Not for nothing, but we didn't get to announce a beast of the match for the simulcast, but we had Magnan selected.
Right? Yeah, we picked Magnan for beast of the match.
First time ever, we picked another. Yeah,
I think we're gonna change that though. I just don't feel good picking him.
Well, all right, we could do.
We didn't really like a fish. I didn't even do the graphic, to be quite honest. But
no, you didn't. And I haven't been posting. We've been slacking on beast of the match. Yeah, that's okay.
Slacking.
We're back. We're back.
But let's do it, guys. Beast of the match. Napoli Salernitana, guys. Here we go.
Yeah.
Here he is, guys. Matias Oliveira, beast of the match. Game
The
32.
expecting Matias Oliveira.
Yes,
He
yes.
and his wife are expecting. What a moment that was for him. As I had mentioned that it's his first goal in Serie A. Someone here said that it's actually his second. So I'm going to try to pull up who that was against. It might have been his first home Serie A goal. Anyway, the point of the story is Matias Oliveira on a team that's just not scoring. They're having trouble scoring at home, right? Got himself stuck in on the corner kick, got himself at the end of that ball with his head, and put the ball past Mimo Ochoa that has been lights out for Salernitana lately. Played 82 minutes. He was Foot Mob's man of the match with an 8.4 rating. He won the most. He had the most tackles in the match with 2, and he won the most duels in the match with 11. Had an 85% pass accuracy. His shot accuracy was 1 of 2. He took a shot other than that one, so 50%. Shots, 95 touches, 11 passes into the final third. He was not dispossessed once, which is great. He had 6 recoveries. He had an interception. I feel like he played so good. Deserved the man of the match award, but also beast because again, he stepped up when the problems was scoring a goal. Right. He stepped up when it counted, and when we needed him, he scored the Scudetto goal. In my mind, if we win this Scudetto, watching it on TV between Lazio and Sassuolo, that for me will be Scudetto goal. Like, obviously we won the Scudetto from winning matches and being 19 points ahead, but I will count that as the Scudetto goal of 2023. And bravo to Oliveira because, I just think that he again.
And this
Mario
is
Rui
coming off
injured, right?
But Rafa, this is remember coming off a game or two ago where Oliveira missed the header. He caught some shit about that. He missed the header from the back post. That was him, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then he was pretty upset. He was visibly upset about it. And a lot of the Napoli tifosi, we gave him a little, some crap for that. Obviously, thought that he should have buried that goal. Could have certainly changed that game. But here he is. Again, just doing well on defense and is able to come behind on this cross and he's able to score the goal. And he was super excited. I mean, I feel like he blew his top a little bit, man. And look at his face in this picture. I'm so glad I was able to find this photo. I mean, he was
awesome.
happy. And the stadium erupted, as some people were saying in here. The fact it was so bad. I shouldn't say bad, but it's so loud, so impactful that they recorded a 2.0 on the Richter scale for earthquakes.
I fully believe
I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe it. But
I fully believe that. I fully believe that.
Matias Oliveira, beast of the match, man. That was
so
good job.
His 2 goals this season were,
and not his first
he does
one
have
either. I
2
think he had
Serie A
2 or 3, a couple. Anyway, I'm
No,
sorry.
he
Go ahead.
does actually have 2 Serie A goals. Confirming which games he scored in, though. Hang on. He scored in the Cremonese game. So he scored in the 4-1 that we beat Cremonese in Cremona in September. I'm sorry, in October. Yes. So it was his first home Serie A goal. That's for sure. Oliveira scored the 4-1 on a header.
Hold on, guys. There's a question going on here. Rui is a bigger overlapping threat, and Joey said overlapping over who? Never seen him get around Cavada. Joey, was that? He's also. I'm trying to see.
Let's try to catch up on that. I don't know.
Is the argument in the chat that Rui doesn't overlap Cavada? Because I don't think that's accurate. Rui overlaps. Well, he crosses more. He's more likely to cross, but he certainly overlaps. Maybe not quite how Politano and Di Lorenzo do it, but There's plenty of times that Rui had gotten in front of Cavani.
I mean, Mario Rui had like at one point had the most assists in the league
So I'm not
as
sure.
from a defender, didn't he or no?
I'm sorry, say it again.
At one point, Mario Rui had the most assists in the league, as a defender, didn't he? I mean, that has to do with some sort of overlapping, these guys. But listen, what's the difference?
We're gonna win the Scudetto on Thursday.
Literally, Oliveira came in for an injured Mario Rui, stepped up, got the goal of the Scudetto so far, in my opinion. And there's that. I mean, it's one of those things where he did have a decent game too. Like let's not lie. I mean, he had a great game. I honestly, there was so much going on yesterday, right, for this game that I barely paid a lot of attention to the actual game and just waited for a moment. I watched again today, and I just kind of, I don't know, I had some sort of biased focus on Oliveira today, and he just kind of showed up and showed out. Maybe we can argue Kim had a great game. He was, another one that was pretty beastly. Heads everything out, and Osimhen had a pretty fine game too. Had a lot of really near chances. Kvara was double teamed, but he put off some good crosses and had some good chances. And I just think that this is one of those situations, like we said, when Mario Rui scores, he's getting beast no matter what. Yeah. This was Scudetto goal. So for me, Oliveira beast of the match. We'll see what happens on Thursday. But then Diaz scores, and the crowd just went dead silent until the final whistle, when they applauded the team. And a lot of people, including Michele Borelli, Get Napoli Tickets, Shadow of Vesuvio podcast, who obviously was there, right? It's Curva B. He sits in Curva B. By the way, did you see that video? There's a YouTube video of the English kid that goes to different games and like vlogs it and puts it on YouTube. He was at the Maradona yesterday and sat in Curva. I think it was in Curva A. I'm not 100% if he was in Curva A or Curva B. We scored on Curva B, right? So he was at Curva A. You couldn't even see the pitch. Like, it's one of those, you're there to be there and to party, not to watch a game. You'll see the goal go in. You'll see various things, but if you're singing the Curva, you're there to be there. You're not there to watch and
right. You're just singing and screaming.
You're just there to be there, sing, celebrate. Because I'm telling you, 75% of the video, you can't even see the pitch. Like, you can't. Yeah. It's unbelievable what they did yesterday. Unbelievable.
So well, speaking of which, Rafa, speaking of which, then we got a few minutes left. I want to end the show with your experience in New York City this weekend, and with the Tri-State Napoli Club and all our friends there. It was a great turnout. I was working this weekend. I was super upset I couldn't come. Half of me didn't want the Scudetto to be won because I wasn't there with you guys. But to be honest, I know what it takes for all of us to really meet like that, especially Rafa, you drive, you come down from so far. But let's end the show with that experience, because by the way, on our Instagram, I shared in our stories as many clubs as I can out there from from the Tri-State, from New York City, from Jersey, Vic doing his thing there, or South Jersey rather, and Brazil. There was an emotional video there, guys. Go check it out. We saw the guys from Philly post some stuff. So I really wanted to show people everybody's experience. Toronto. I just wanted to show everybody's experience. Yeah, that's right. And but let's get a firsthand account here, Rafa. Tell me, how was the atmosphere? Like when you got in compared to when you guys left.
So Ralphie,
let's give me a pregame, a halftime, and a postgame.
I can do it all. Okay,
let's do that, and then we'll go on like 10 more minutes here, and then we'll be out, Rafa. All right.
So yesterday, so Saturday, I get out of work. I get fresh. The beard's done. You can tell I trimmed the beard a little bit. I had to. Summertime's coming. It was getting itchy.
Right.
Right. Got the fresh cut. Dom BX is in here. He knows all about it. The tape up. How you doing, Dom? By the way, with your barbering out there, I would really like to come down and see you still. So anyway, I get freshened up. You're freshened up. The kids are with me. They're staying with me. They're coming with me. It's cool. We're going to my parents. I'm going to spend the night at my parents. Get there. Get to bed quick. Got to wake up early. I wake up and I tell you what. I mean, I'm surprised I slept. Because on the way down, I don't like to drive late because I get tired, you know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, I was wired. I was so excited about this entire
I didn't sleep that night.
Nothing was stopping me. I was like this, get to my parents, we go to bed, wake up, okay? I wake up and the first thing I do is I check the time. It's 6:35, and I'm like, oh no! I wanted to leave my house at 7 o'clock. Was not going to happen. I had to get the kids up. I had to take a shower. Kids showered the night before. Dad was ready to go. Of course, he's calling me, waking me up. I wake up, and the first thing I did was put on Inter Lazio and tweeted out. I don't think I've ever been more excited about a game that had nothing to do with not nothing to do, but a game that didn't feature Napoli or Italy. Don't ever think I was this excited. Not even for NYCFC final. Getting dressed, got out of the shower, getting dressed, drying off. I'm upstairs. The phone. I left my phone downstairs where the shower is. I go upstairs and all I hear is my Paulie, Dad, Lazio scored. I'm like, what? Lazio scored. Oh my God. Or Inter scored. Inter scored. Yes. Offside, right? Taken away. And then he goes, forget it, it's offside. So I keep getting ready. And then 5 minutes later, he's like, Dad, Lazio scored 1-0. Oh,
were you late?
Now I'm getting dressed. Okay, now mind you, Mayapack, New York is about 45 minutes from Yonkers. It's maybe another 15-20 into the city with traffic. Even though it was a Sunday, it's still traffic. There's traffic. So now I'm not even dressed to go yet, packed up my stuff yet. Nothing is ready. And I'm like, what are we doing this for? This effing team's going to lose. This is, we're going to get there. It's going to be somber. It's going to be ridiculous. Why are we doing this? Anyway, we came, we're going, right?
Okay.
So now I come downstairs dressed. I'm pissed. I'm so mad. And finally, halftime gets there, and I'm just like, can we just go? Let's go, right? Everybody's eating breakfast, and I'm like, let's get the F out of here. I just want to go to this thing. So we pack the car, we go. Halfway down, my dad and I, the second half starts, I sync up my phone to the dash, right? So, like, I got
Pro syncer, Rafa.
I got the speaker going with the game, and I have Rocco's phone in the back linked to my hotspot so he could watch the game too. We synced up the times like I do. We synced.
You got the fucking surround sound video application phones.
Up. I'm driving down there. I'm like pissed.
Nice.
I'm so mad, and all I'm doing is me and my dad are all we're doing is cursing Inter out. This fucking team beat us in the first game of 2023. Are you kidding me? This team didn't even score a goal in their last 3 games at home. They can't win a game. It's a record. Of course, now is the record time. They got to win. Like, what the hell is going on with this team? Lautaro hasn't done anything since the World Cup. Lukaku is a freaking disaster. Where's Barella when we need him? All this, right? All this. Okay? Lautaro comes in. Hakan comes in. Oh, and Paulie Rocco goes, watch. Lautaro's going to score now. He's going to score. I'm like, no, he's not. It's over. It's done. Never mind. We get to a light at right before Yonkers, okay, on the Sawmill River Parkway. We're standing at the light in Hastings, where you guys might know it if you do. There's a mall on the right. It's a brand new mall where there's a Starbucks. It's literally going into Yonkers. So, Ralph, we've got maybe like 20 minutes before we get to Manhattan, maybe 40 before we get to the venue.
All right.
The second half is going. right?
You're in a car full of emotions. You got the surround video going
And
on.
I'm there,
You're
and I'm
pissed as
like,
hell behind the wheel. You got the Italian Napoli Don road rage going on. You got Papa Rispo next to you, just as lit. You're 20 minutes away from the city, Rafa. What happens next?
Lautaro Martinez scores. We were stopped at the light, and I had 2 seconds to look down, and I saw it happen. And the entire car exploded. Like, we exploded with joy. Ralph, I couldn't stop crying. I cried so hard, Ralph. You would think Napoli just scored, just the final whistle blew and Napoli won the Scudetto. I start downpouring. Like, Rocco is in the back seat touching my shoulder. My dad is crying because I start crying. I'm about to start crying now
So everybody's
because
crying.
because this is it. Like, this is it, Ralph. It's over. We did it. We did it. This is why we drove down. All the questions I asked, why did I do this? Why did I do this? This was it. It was done. Lautaro's Argentine. My dad said Maradona did this. Maradona did this. Lautaro's from Argentina. Maradona did this. And I'm like, crying even more.
All right. All right.
Then
So
goes
now,
in.
so
Then goes and
Gosens,
scores.
okay.
Okay. Goes and scores. And when he scored, it just kept flowing, dude. I'm still crying from the fucking Lautaro goal.
Right.
And now that Gosens scored is 2-1, I'm inconsolable. I almost pulled over. It was bad. It was bad. I was crying so much.
This
Like,
is the most there's got to be like a term for this, not like road rage, but something different. Like, if somebody in the Quentin, help me out. You're the resident
Quentin,
comedian
you're the comedian. You got to help me out.
It's not quite road rage, but some emotional term in the car while listening to Napoli. Well, Inter really, but waiting for Napoli.
Inter is making me cry. Like because Ralph, again,
in a good way. In a good way.
Yes, dude. Again, this was it. Like I didn't believe, because Inter were 10 minutes or so from another loss, and then it happens, and from the end of the Henry Hudson Bridge into the venue, now the tears have stopped, and I'm like just focused. Like, I'm super focused. Get to the game. Everyone's outside. Blue and white smoke. Find a spot. Go in. Ralph Pizarro, you've been to the Jersey. Location. This location in New York City, Houston, is amazing. Like, Jersey is great. I love it. But this location is absolutely great. Imagine driving next to this guy crying on the sawmill. That's me, dude. That's me crying on the sawmill. And you would think I'd be crying because I was like heading into like my nostalgia, because that's where I'm from. And no, it was because Inter scored 2 goals. It's crazy. It's crazy. So Ralph Pizarro, there were 2 TVs set up in Songa Napoli. Cheeto had nice breakfast laid out. It was like, there were boxes of pastries. Just
all right. There was breakfast. Tell me the motion, Rafa. Like, so, because you're in this car. You're crying on the Sawmill Road. You're the best was. Who said could you imagine getting pulled over and having to explain to a cop why you're driving at Quentin?
Assegnato Inter.
Officer, I swear.
Officer, Napoli's about to win the Scudetto. Are you operating your phone? Are you driving? No, I'm not doing it.
Are you? Don't rock and drive, guys. So hold on. So you're through. You settle down. You walk in. There's breakfast. It's a beautiful location. Tell me the emotion real quick. If we can, it's all right.
It was eerily.
We got to breeze through first for the opening game. But tell me the emotion walking in of everybody, of the crew. What was the, was it excitement? Was it nervousness, anxiety, a little bit of everything? What was it?
Ralph, it was eerily quiet.
It's quiet in there.
it was quiet for
That
the
sounds about
first
right.
for the first 10 minutes before the game started. It was quiet, dude. Like there was
Okay.
you could hear a pin drop at some point. It was real quiet. Like we were just sort of like I think we were all in disbelief still. You know what I mean? Like that's
All
my
right.
opinion. I was in disbelief. The kids found each other. They sat. They took their seats.
You were
My
all nervous.
dad, of course, my
Gaetano,
dad's gonna talk.
Gaetano, you're in the chat. How did you feel in a few words? Tell
Yeah,
me. But
Gaetano has to come over and tell us how he felt.
go on. Go on,
But
Rafa.
so the game starts now. I'm trying also. Yeah, Gaetano, here he is, right here. We had about 120 people, and he's right. Complete science is what silence. Yes, it was real quiet,
Crazy.
man. Like just because people were just they didn't know how to beat. Like we had a guy, we had a megaphone, we had fireworks outside, we had streamers outside, we had smoke outside. Like it was crazy. We had a big striscione outside. You guys might have seen it. Go to the Tri-State website or socials and go to the rant socials. You'll see it. It was great, but it was so quiet. But then the game started and things kind of picked up. I'm trying to focus on taking some, some media stuff for our pages and everything like that. I have to do that. We did get a few chants going.
Was it as quiet when we found out Elmas was going to start against Atalanta? Was it that quiet or even more quiet?
It was kind of quiet. Yeah, it was, man. It was. But then, like I said, as the game goes on, it picks up. Second half, right? Well, halftime. Oh, one side of the TV, the other side was 4 seconds ahead. So we tried to fix that stuff too. Got taken care of at halftime. We get to halftime, second half starts. More of the same, just now we're chanting a little louder. We're chanting a little louder. It's getting louder. And we score the goal. No, go ahead.
No, keep going. Let's get to the goal.
We score the goal. We score the goal, right? I'm taking the whole thing on film, right? And we score. And I'm telling you, Ralph, I don't remember being so overwhelmed with joy and
can imagine
around the people that we have to be around. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids just jumped me. My dad was all the way in the far end, but then I had Cheeto next to me. I had his guys next to me. I had Gaetano's kids hugging me. It was just the place went crazy. The place went crazy. And that was it, Ralph. We were Scudetto. We won the Scudetto, right? We won the Scudetto. I grabbed the megaphone.
I saw that.
And I do the Decibel Bellini chant for Oliveira 10 times, lost my voice. I'm looking at everybody while I do it, and everyone's just in it 100%. We start singing Sarò con te. We start singing, Vinceremo Tricolor. And it was just madness. It was madness.
All right. So, again, it started off emotional. You got even more emotional in the car. You got down the road. You got to Yonkers. You got to the city. You ate the pastries. Everything was silent. It picked up slowly but surely. The goal comes. Emotions, that's it. Out, the Vesuvio on your head, just the lava of emotions. Right. Erupting. Got emotional lava spewing all over the fucking Song in Napoli and in Manhattan, West Houston, right? Was that location?
Yeah.
The house. Okay. Kids are happy. Gaetano's happy. And now let's talk about that dreaded goal that we give up. First reactions. Go, Rafa.
First reaction was we blew it.
Okay.
We blew it.
Fair enough. I mean,
this was all for nothing. The thought of us scoring a winner didn't cross my mind. Although I did take video just in case we got the winner, right? It didn't cross my mind, bro. I was convinced that we blew it. Like there was nothing that was going to tell me we're going to score. You know what I mean?
I love this kind of duel. I love that we have a witness in the chat and a witness live here on Karen. This is great because I'm working both of them here, guys.
It sucked the air out of the place. It sucked the life out of the place. It was real bad. Like even my kids, when we get scored on, Paul goes nuts. He just goes on a rampage. We sat there in silence. It was so sad, Ralph. I often get emotional because I watch all these videos, right? A lot of times when I watch the videos of the goals happening at the stadium, I'll look at the crowd. Like I like to look at the crowd and see their reaction. For one, I saw when Oliveira scored, I saw this one like set of two dudes. Maybe it was a son and a dad, maybe it was two brothers, but they jumped down and hugged each other so bad. Like they just hugged each other, and it didn't even look like they were jumping up and down and moving. They just hugged, embraced because they were with each other. I was with my dad and the kids. It was just the most perfect day, dude. The only thing that would have ruined the whole day at that point when we did score was the rain, the torrential downpour that would have probably, shortened our celebrations, but maybe not because we're nuts. We would have celebrated.
Hell yeah.
But no one was thinking about that. We had the smoke ready. We were going to go down to Times Square. Everything was set. We were going to get in our car and go. And when they scored on us, it was just a letdown, man. So I mentioned Michele Borelli. He said in a private chat that we're in, he said, I liken this atmosphere of yesterday to Napoli losing either in a cup final or when we lost to Milan. Even though we didn't win, and even though we're going to win the Scudetto, and even though we're going to look back at this day and remember it for all the good, the blue in the stadium, the gatherings all around New York City, New Jersey, Connecticut, Philly, Toronto, Nigeria, Brazil, Naples, everywhere, right? LA. We're going to remember it I'm going to remember it for the car ride down, the emotions that ran through me, the emotions and the video and the images that I have of my kids celebrating together and my dad. Those will live in my mind forever. Even though we didn't clinch a Scudetto on Sunday, I'm happy that we went because it would have been so much worse if I was just standing in front of a customer cutting their hair while this happened. I would have been inconsolable for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean? So altogether, it was just a fantastic time. Ralph Pizarro, you were the only thing that was missing. And my cousin Dan and Gil. I wish they were there too. But it was a something I will never forget for the rest of my life. And
great story, Ralph.
And that's
it's not over yet. It's not over yet.
It's not over.
It's not over yet. That's the crazy part. After all that, I'm exhausted right now, but it's not over. There's still one more hump, guys. We're gonna close the show right here, Rafa, because we can't top that right now. We can't top that much emotion. What I will say is that, first of all, thank you to everybody in the chat who stuck around and got to hear all this. We appreciate you. We are growing and growing and growing. Please give these episodes a like. Please share these episodes. It does a huge help. So we can stick around, do this more for you, because we love doing it and we love when you help us out. Just a little share, a little like, a little comment. You wouldn't believe how far it goes, guys. It literally keeps us going. So thank you for all of that. But Thursday we'll be together again, and we'll be waiting, and it'll finally happen. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna hold my peace. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna say something later on in the week. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we're gonna do a live, so we'll talk a little bit more. I'm sure we'll see what the results with Lazio is. We'll rant about that. But I'm gonna hold because I did have my own kind of moment. I was at home. I was with my fam. My brother was here.
Yeah.
His lady was here and her son. We all had our Napoli jerseys. My mom ended up passing by. She picked up my nephew. They came. My nephew was in his Napoli thing. So we were together and we were really excited. We FaceTime my family in Italy too. So I did get a little bit of a little, yeah. But
that's
I'm
what it's
happy
all about, man.
But this Thursday rather, we're gonna meet up again, and I'm super looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm gonna hold my peace. We'll talk more. I'll let you know what I thought these past few years. But I think after the Scudetto is over, after we clinch this, then I'll say my piece. But until then, guys,
we only need 1 point, which means Lazio drop points Wednesday. We're the champions. Lazio win Wednesday. We just need a tie Thursday, and we're the champions. It's over. we're going to win. So Thursday is going to be a celebration, whether we clinch Thursday or we clinch Wednesday. Thursday is going to be a celebration, and please keep your eye on our socials for more information on that.
Yes.
But we will be celebrating Thursday, no matter what, right, Ralph?
Without a doubt, 100%. Again, look out for the socials. We'll post the videos. But until that time, Forza Napoli sempre, guys.
Campioni d'Italia.
Campione. Ciao, guys.
Guys, the next time you see us, we'll be Campioni d'Italia.
Yeah.
The next time we're on, it's a Scudetto show.
It's going to be a
Ralph.
Scudetto show, guys. Who would have thought? Who would have thought in the beginning of this year? Till then, guys, we'll be waiting. Ciao.